Hi, I'm Dave Brick from Byte25. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the initial configuration for a Byte25 hardware appliance. So first of all, connect to the appliance via our web browser, and we can go ahead and log in here as the admin user. Like so, and that should drop us at the main Byte25 performance dashboard. For the configuration, we want to actually select the configure menu, which is up here on the right hand side with the three ellipses. If we select that, go to configure, and we'll see the configure page with the appliance itself and the various information about how the device is currently set up. We can select each of these ports from the diagram on the top. First of all, we probably want to have a look at the IP address. So if we select E0, we see here in the left-hand panel information about this port and the various IP address information. We'll go ahead and select our IP address, our subnet mask and gateway. And remember, after you make a change, you always have to hit the save button here to make sure that the changes take effect. The appliance will ask you if you want to reboot. We probably don't need to do that now, but at some point we will reboot for the changes to take effect. The other important thing here in terms of the initial setup is on the right hand side as to how the appliance will collect data. Now there are two main options here. One is from the Deep Packet Inspection Engine, or the DPI collector here, or the other is via NetFlow. For our demonstration, we'll use the DPI engine here, which is probably the most common configuration. So we'll go ahead and select that. And also where the data is stored. We normally can, on this appliance, store the data locally. We might want to take remote connections from other devices, or alternatively, actually send the data from this appliance to another centralized database, either on-prem or in the cloud. But again, the most common configuration here is to store locally, which we'll do. I'll go and hit save there. The only other thing we really need to do as part of the initial setup is tell the appliance which port we're going to collect on. You'll see here in the port configuration a setting here called capture mode. This is either enabled or disabled. If it is enabled, it means that we're going to be listening on that port for data. So in this instance, we would be listening on port ETH1 for data. So this is where you connect your span or mirror port from your switch, or maybe the output from a network tap so that we can actually see the data coming in. So any port that is enabled here means that the Deep Packet Inspection Engine will listen on that port, collect data, and store it to the database accordingly. In our configuration, we've got port 0 enabled and port 1 enabled, and I suspect the rest of them probably disabled here, which is probably what we want here in a normal environment. So we'll go ahead and hit save here. That'll save the configuration. It'll also then ask us to reboot, at which point the new configuration will take effect and we should start to see data. So let's go ahead and finish this up. I won't change the IP address for now. We will reboot the device. And then when the device comes back up, we actually see data populated in the performance database dashboards. So once the appliance is rebooted, you should be dropped to the login page again. We can again go ahead and log in again as admin. And we should see data now populating to the database and see some charts and information on the main dashboard screen. So that's it for the initial configuration of the Byte25 appliance. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@byte25.com. And thanks for listening.